10 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Complexities turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Death prophet.
Complexities turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Invoker.
Complexities turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Ancient apparition.
Radiant team pick.
Lone Druid.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Complexities turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Shanghai Major American Qualifiers. We are here with compLexity Gaming versus Shazam. Let's get underway and ready to go here in this best of 3 series. We've got Swindles, Limp, Chessie, Z freaking Honskid going up against SVG, MSS, Mason, Ritsu, and Brax. We're about to get underway. Thank you so much for joining here on twitch.tv/moon.tv. We'll get in just a second. Let's get ready to go, folks.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
It's a great day for Dota. Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening for some of you, maybe even Sunday night or even Monday morning, depending on where you live. And ladies and gentlemen, we're here back on Moon.tv, but this time there's no chill. It's all let's get going and fighting. Super excited to be here. My name is Mont, bringing you the action. I'll be here for the foreseeable future, as we do have our last two best of 3 series coming out. It is compLexity Gaming versus Shazam. We're going to move on and play up against Digital Chaos. And I would like to give a congratulations, a big congrats, over to Team Archon for making it through all the way to the majors.
compLexity's turn.
So, it is just me here today. Of course, this is Moon.tv's presentation of the Shanghai Major Qualifiers. Brought to you by PGL Studio. And it should be a pretty good one, guys. I'm very excited to see how this pans out. I do like the fact that Shazam go for the early Lone Druid and Death Prophet pickup. The Invoker and the Ancient Apparition will be on the other side for compLexity. compLexity going down to Archon in a 2-1 series. And let me tell you, they did not look particularly good in games number... Well, actually, game number 3. They did okay in game 1. They almost won. It kind of threw. In game number 2, they absolutely destroyed Archon, but in game number 3, they were the ones that were destroyed. And compLexity looking to try to move on here and play up against Digital Chaos. I think compLexity was definitely one of the favorites. Shazam, I think a lot of people thought, okay, well, they're going to get through, they're going to get to the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to get past the round number 1. And it still might be the case. However, with a Death Prophet and Lone Druid pick coming out for Shazam, I think this is a pretty good start for their squad. Ritsu, a known Death Prophet picker and player. He's pretty strong with that hero. I'm not particularly super excited whenever I see this one, but to each their own. Again, I am a huge Viper picker, so that obviously, evens things out a little bit. The Lone Druid pickup for Shazam, this is one of the top tier safe laner heroes right now. And in fact, just a really good hero overall. You get that early Iron Talon, Boots of Speed, Orb of Venom, Stout Shield on your bear, and then after that, boom, it's right into that Radiance, and hopefully you can get that relic roughly around 15 to 16, maybe even 18 minutes. And that's fine. So Lone Druid is going to be the pick for Shazam, and they will try to push down towers. I like the slot art pick for compLexity Gaming. It didn't work out for Moo yesterday when they picked it up in game number 2 against the squad, but nonetheless, it is a good choice. And compLexity Gaming will actually pick it up for themselves. Swindles is a very good Darkseer player. He's a very good Bristleback player. He's actually owned this tournament. LaNm and Chesty have done all right. They've had a few really good games and a few terrible games. And they got to get back to the basics, it looks like, with the Invoker and the Ancient Apparition and Slaughter pickup. They'll ban out the Enchantress, which they've played against a couple of times and played with. It is a very strong hero and arguably first ban material for a reason. You don't put in the jungle, you put that bad boy in the offlane and you're good to go. Chen has been another hero that, along with the Enchantress, we can grab creeps and start pushing down towers pretty early on here, but Chen's less about doing a ton of damage to you and more about pushing down towers and maybe actually hitting you up with the Penitence and amplifying some damage and just getting some easy kills. Hand of God also makes it very difficult to take down some of these heroes. You put the Chen on the side of the Lone Druid with Shazam and MSS, and he all of a sudden is going to just take this game, and boom, you're in some trouble. By the way, I'm going to play which anime is this from. MSS picking up the Gilgamesh avatar from Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night. So shout out to Shazam and MSS. My good friend, by the way. I'm actually friends with a lot of these players, and Arif, he's a good friend of mine. We hang out a lot, so shout outs to him. Shout outs to pretty much everybody in this game for being an American Dota player. compLexity's LaNm, Chesty, as well as Hanskin are honorary American Dota players, so we'll give them the luxury of that. Lich is picked up for compLexity Gaming, maybe an off-lane dual lane from the Slaughter Lich, and that could be pretty solid. Maybe just try to take away as much farm from that Lone Druid as possible, and I think that's very important, or even the Death Prophet, but I want to talk about that mid lane matchup, the Invoker for the DP. This Invoker might actually have a tough time. Base damage-wise, the Death Prophet will have a bit of an advantage early on in the game. The Invoker, if he goes for Exhort, will have a better time. Of course, he'll get a set of phase boosts probably earlier on in the game. Well, after that, I think Chessie goes for... Chessie's the Invoker player, I believe, and I think he goes for Quas more often than not. He can go for Exhort, I'm sure, but Shazam will go for the Bat Rider, and that is going to be in the off lane, I'd imagine, coming out for Brax. He played it yesterday, I believe, and to no avail. He had a pretty early Blink Dagger, but still, Digital Chaos was able to, I think, deal with him effectively. And we'll have to see how that does turn out now. As the Blink Dagger, I'm sure, will be picked up pretty early here if he gets a good start. Maybe send up another hero to that top lane. We've seen a lot of dual lanes. Like, you go back a couple of patches and you'll see like, okay, aggro tri-lanes or even defensive tri-lanes, 6.83. Let's just make sure we get good farm on our safe lane hero. And by doing so, we'll have a tri-lane to help him out. And now it's all about dual lanes. It's like, okay, can we get kills? And can we put pressure on some of these heroes? Can we get farm for our offlaner? When realistically, we shouldn't be getting farm for our offlaner.
10 seconds.
And the cool thing is, too, is that if you have somebody that does jungle well, there is that offlane camp that you could use to get back into the game as an offlaner. And you can even jungle. And with Iron Talon, I think that's a big thing, too, is that you have to kind of deal with the fact that, okay, if there's like a gyrocopter and a disruptor on the team or just a really good, strong defensive tri-lane, you might have to head out, go to your own jungle, and farm up with Iron Talon. Now, with Bat Rider, he doesn't need that. He can just stack up a couple of jungle camps and get to that, 7 to 8 minute Blink Dagger. So we'll have to see if compLexity do put some pressure on the Radiant jungle and say, okay, well, we're going to put some wards down here. We're going to make sure that you're not going to get better than Blink Dagger. Or will they just let it happen? Bat Rider might be a gank target as well.
5 seconds remaining.
We'll have to see how things turn out. The Lich pretty good against the Lone Druid with Chain Frost. Obviously, bouncing to your bear, then to your hero is pretty bad, so you want to try to avoid that as much as possible. Ice Armor pretty good against a lot of the physical damage coming out from Shazam. In fact, there's 3 heroes in doing so. DP, Lone Druid, and the Witch Doctor. The Bat Rider, of course, more of a magical damage hero. I mean, you have, Firefly, and, yeah, Flame Break, so... I mean, he does some physical damage in his own right, too. Last pick coming out for the side of compLexity Gaming. It looks like they need a safe laner, unless they want to send Chessie's safe lane and pick up another hero for Limp, which they've done before. We'll have to wait and see what their last pick is going to be. We've went through a lot of this draft already, so that's good. Poor Mott, so angry all the time. I'm not that angry, but...
5 seconds remaining.
All right, folks, let's get ready to go. Last pick coming up for compLexity. It'll be the Vengeful Spirit coming through, and it is a care revenge. I thought we'd seen the last of this a couple of weeks ago or a couple of days ago, but nonetheless, compLexity will grab it and put it in the safe lane for, I think, Limp. We'll have to see how that goes. They have a lot of armor reduction. Easy roast from compLexity Gaming with Wave of Terror and Amp damage coming up. They have the Vengeance Aura for some extra damage as well. This is going to be a lot of fun to see how they can just right-click down Shazam. I like the physical damage against the Lone Druid. Obviously, your Spirit Bear will get the Demolish, and then, of course, he gets a lot of spell resistance, which is really important that you get physical damage coming up for compLexity Gaming. They'll have an amplified damage level, armor reduction coming out from the Avenger, and so, of course, the Wave of Terror, and that's very, very important. 5 seconds left for Shazam. What will they grab for their secondary support? It'll be the Earth Spirit. I'm a huge fan. I love watching this hero. He's super fun in my opinion. So yeah, that should be a lot of fun coming up for both squads. I actually like both drafts here. If I had to give an edge, I would give it to currently Shazam. Because I think a Blink Dagger coming out. They do have the swap, by the way, also for the Bat Rider. So the Blink Dagger for the Bat and, of course, Blink Lasso is good. But the swap coming through from Vengeful Spirit could actually destroy that Lasso. So I like the choice for compLexity Gaming. So maybe... It's like, I can't really give you a... I like Shazam's lineup because there is an Earth Spirit, and I have not seen MSS play that hero, and he plays so many good heroes that are either micro-intensive or anything else, but... I'm very excited as we're going to get into the last pick here. Well, there is no last pick. We're going to get the heroes pick their heroes, or the players pick their heroes real quick. And we'll get underway, ladies and gentlemen. It is game number 1, compLexity Gaming versus Shazam. And I think Shazam, oh, get that Sunstrike. Got him. MSS is like, well, whatever. I'll just regen up. Goes for the Orb of Venom. Rolling Boulder's out as well. Look at that. He's gonna just vroom vroom right out of here and just put his ward down. Probably up towards that top rune spot. Down bottom, SVG will actually TP in as well and go ahead and pop his own ward. I don't know what this is. I probably shouldn't have called attention to it, but this has also happened a ton recently. I'm not sure why Dota has done this, but Reborn things, I suppose. Hopefully you guys can deal with it. I would rather not have to restart Dota if I didn't have to. If there is a pause, I'll go ahead and just jump out real quick, but for now, we'll have to deal with this quickly, and hope you guys forgive me for not having Reborn set up correctly or something. I have no idea what this is happening, actually. I have absolutely no idea. Ward placed here. This is a ward I've seen a lot recently. Of course, this camp will be spotted out, and they'll get vision of a stack potentially coming through.
To battle.
The Spirit Bear is already going to get spotted by Swindlemelons and Z-Freak. The Observer Ward is up and ready to go for the Lich. And Brax, Boots of Speed first, no surprises there. They almost kind of baited compLexity into this side of the map. And if they walked up here, Ritsu, aka HFN, who is an AK MMR player down in South America who plays for a South American squad, I can't remember which. But it's Ritsu who's fake nicking. Classic at Dota, honestly. Let's just fake nick. You know, in this best of 3 series, that's going to either get us to play up against Digital Chaos, maybe a shot at the major, or we're going to lose. I mean, one of the two. So they're dueling off lane, as I predicted with Swindle and Z-Freak. They'll go ahead and sacrifice early on here. They did it, I think, to the mid lane. Courier's going to send it a salve. The Invoker, Chessie is doing a great job of blocking here. So there's one less creep for Ritsu to take care of. Get a last hit with. Oh, Chessie. Spirit Siphon will go. He takes a lot of damage from that. And Brax will head up to the top lane and just try to leech experience here. This Venge. He's very afraid of it, too. He's also afraid of Hanskin. There's a lot of damage coming out. Chilling Touch, Magic Missile. The right click coming through is going to be more than enough to grab a kill. I think he's going to be playing very carefully. But Limp will go ahead and deny both creeps, and so the experience coming out from Bat Rider is not really what he's looking for. Swindles and Z-Freak going to go ahead and go to work. And they should do a good job here last sitting. Rotating up already is MSS, looking for maybe a rolling boulder. I don't know if they can get a kill. There's going to be the Magic Missile. Sunstrike will fly. It'll hit, and Brax is kind of in some trouble. He's going to go ahead and eat a tree, it looks like, as well. The rolling boulder coming through. Limp's going to get low. Do they have the damage? 3 stacks will come in. Magic Missile is up in a little bit, but Brax is taking too much damage. But the boulder smash comes in, and MSS will get it done, and they're going to get 2 kills as well. And they'll pick up both, and Brax is completely fine with that trade. First blood goes to MSS. Limp does not get any gold out of that or any experience, really. He'll go down. Meanwhile, down bottom lane, Blessed, a.k.a. Mason. What a guy this guy is. A real class act, a good friend of mine. He tried to get into the lobby yesterday with me, and he's like, hey, man, you want a co-caster? And I'm like, no. But shout out to Mason, he's a cool dude. Back mid. You're going to see Ritsu going ahead against Chessie. Chessie sitting now at 5 last hits, 10 for Ritsu. He is a Death Prophet expert. And every time I say that, I want to vomit a little bit in my mouth. Just kidding, I mean, I actually was talking to Naz about this, or he tweeted at me. And he's like, he was tweeting to Waka, and he's like, we got to stick together, us Death Prophet pickers. And I'm like, that's disgusting. And then he tweeted a picture of Viper, and I'm like, I guess you're right. That's true. That's fair. So we're 2.5 minutes in. A pretty quick start so far. 2 kills and 1 death on the side of Shazam. 16 last hits for Ritsu. We'll have to keep our eyes on mid as he is just going to work the Alacrity. And Chessie's like, I really need some last hits, guys. Help me out here. But he's actually fine. SVG sitting at 380 some odd gold. Good stuff. Oh, top lane. There's going to be the... Oh, it's split up between the both of them. Hans gets in trouble with the Firefly. Can they get this kill? No, he'll back away. And Brax is in trouble. Last right click. Limp has to back away. The Firefly almost bringing him down. He'll stay alive with 53 HP. He's got a salve. And Brax is not so lucky. He's going to have to just use Tranquils to get him regen back up. And rolling Boulder away from MSS. He does not want to get caught. Back down bottom. 12 last hits coming out for... the side of Mason. He's got now 13. He's actually doing a little bit better than Swindles, despite, of course, Z-Freak in this bottom lane. Of course, they can continue to sacrifice, so we'll have to see how that turns out. And I think Mason will go for the Iron Talon. No boots just yet. He's going to wait for the boots, then he'll pick up the Iron Talon shortly thereafter. And then, of course, that's going to be about 5 minutes. You have that Iron Talon, and then you start building towards that Radiance. Back up top, Brax is going to be your solo for now. Do they have any jungle stacks? The answer is no. How about here? Nope. So we'll have to work on getting some stacks in the jungle. Radiant side doesn't have them either. They don't really have really good stackers on their side. Oh, look at this. Chelsea's just getting super zoned out. Crypt Swarm, oh god, look at that damage. No regen other than the Fairy Fire. He will go ahead and mango up. He does have the Quas, which is at least a little bit going his way. Crypt Swarm is ready to go, and it seems like Death Prophet now is very strong. I think everyone agrees with that, and we might see a nerf to this hero, or a nerf to Enchantress, a nerf to Lone Druid here pretty soon. Sentry is going to get dewarded by SVG. Well placed. Nicely done. And Shazam, they're off to a fast start here. MSS with an Invis rune, not spotted out. No top rune spot. Vision coming through. They have no idea that he's here. Look at this Vision. He's like so far back right now. 1,500 net worth advantage, an experience advantage of 250. Ritsu will say packet loss. And let's see if that's the case. I'm fine, so that's just a Ritsu thing, I think. I kind of want to like leave, but I don't at the same time. All right. We're back into the game. I actually do think that compLexity are doing okay. Shazam, they're missing on a couple of last hits. It looks like the Lone Druid is going to go ahead and jungle. He's just going to try to get as many last hits as possible. And Swindle is now caught up. He's now 16 last hits. And look at the top lane. Limp is sitting at 18. How things will turn out. This game is already setting up to be pretty interesting here. Chessie, however, is at 13. And he is about 10 behind HFN or Ritsu. Grips one more go. He'll actually miss one last hit there, but that's okay. He's okay with that. Brax sitting at 800 gold, almost level 6 at 5 minutes or 6 minutes into the game. MSS rotating and looking for a couple of stacks in the jungle. He won't find anything. That's probably fine. It's for the better, I think, too, on the side of compLexity. Otherwise, they may lose him to the Bat Rider. Back into the jungle, you have Shazam's MSS, aka Blessed, continuing to farm up now with his Orb of Venom, his boots flying up. Maybe the Iron Talon. It is the full Iron Talon coming through, so no boots yet. We'll get that first. Top lane. It's going to be the Ice Vortex they were looking for a match, so they won't find it. And here's MSS in the backs. They have no vision for this. They have absolutely no idea that he's there. They've got level 3 Firefly, level 2 Sticky Napalm, and MSS can just run it. There's going to be the Cold Feet. It's now wasted, and Hanskin might get turned on here, and Brax has got the Firefly. And they'll miss the first Sticky Napalm stack. Exorcism's going to go. It looks like Z-Freak rotated and threw up Frost Blast, but now back up top. They've got Rolling Boulder. Brax is low. Doesn't want to turn on this. There's going to be the jump in with the Boulder Smash. And, I mean, Brax really just can't fight at this point. They'll just stop him from diving. There's the Geomagnetic Grip. Will silence both of them. But other than that, not much else happening. Down bottom, Cask already went. And Swindle's no Entangle proc coming out just yet. He does have it. It's level 5 there. So that's pretty nice. Frost Blast will go. Swindles has salved up. And back in lane is basically now up to 27 last hits suddenly. Just like that. It's going to be a pretty slow game, I think, until the Bat Rider gets his Bat Rider gets his Blink Dagger. Jesus. Or not? I guess that might have been Sunstrike on the Lone Druid. Wow, really? It definitely was. That's super unfortunate. Completely missed that. T-Tors, you know the drill. It's usually that doesn't happen for me, so you got to pay more attention. I didn't even hear the Sunstrike too, which is really, really unfortunate because you usually hear that across the map. Hanskin and Lip. They get up the treads. He's got a stick. He's going to get to his wand and maybe an Akila after. And the item after that, well, who knows? HFN now gets his phase boots and he's got a bottle and an ulti and a full wand. He's got his really good early item set here. No start to the Yule Scepter. Stack up coming out in Brax. We'll go ahead and take this camp here, and it looks like he will be able to get the majority of the last hits as he's pulling it all the way back, and Limp and Hanskin are not able to actually go ahead and contest that. So that'll put him up to roughly 1,500 gold, 1,400 actually. Ooh, Chesty now starting to get some really good damage here with his exhort levels. He's up to 1,000 gold, so we'll see if he goes for Midas or if he just picks up a Yules or something. He did go for Quas Exhort, by the way, the 1 point in Lex, 2 points in Quas, so we'll try to get the Force Spirits a little bit earlier. Swindle will go ahead and throw up the amp damage onto SVG. The Lone Druid is still farming up the jungle currently. He's sitting now with the Iron Talon and Boots for 300 gold, so... Uh-oh, Swindle's going to get spotted out. Slithering Crush, and he's going to go ahead and take one of these CS, and I'll just back away. Regen Rune picked up for Z-Freak. Z-Freak, not Z-Freak. The Swindles will go ahead and just continue to farm. Chesty has got his alacrity going now up to 1,300. It's either going to be a Midas, maybe to travel, one of the two. There's going to be the Spirit Siphon. He could maybe think about diving this. I doubt it, though. If they had any disable. Oh, he's got Exorcism. He could try to take this tower down. He's going to put this tower almost to deny range. He's actually going to just do it as we speak. The Glyph will go, and Aiden Z-Freak does have his Chain Frost. Exorcism's available, and here's the rotation. They've got MSS coming in. He's got level 4. Here comes the Bear as well. No Demolish, but True Form is up, and they're going to go ahead and deny. The Boulder Smash will just go ahead and miss barely, and HFN will go ahead and try to take this tower. Ritu almost gets it done, but not able to use it. So Ritu actually comes up short and chests a good deny. Well done. The alacrity came through and actually just got enough damage. Net worth advantage going the way of Shazam about 1,500. Experience-wise, 500. Where is Brax sitting with this Blink Dagger? 1,800 gold. He's very close. He could actually just head to the jungle and farm it up if he wanted to. Drum will be picked up for Limp, unsurprisingly. You got a lot of move speed and attack speed coming through now for the Vengeful Spirit. Not yet, but a rotation of smoke coming out, and they're going to have Ritsu as well as MSS rotate up. They're going to look for maybe a rolling boulder in, a bull smash. They will not see Limp here. They have no vision behind the tower. And they did see MSS as the smoke broke. So actually Ritsu is not going to be able to go for this. They might be able to push this tower down with Exorcism. It is still level 1, but who knows?
Dire's top tower is
The
under
Midas
attack.
recipe is soon to follow for Chesty as a Gloves of Haste now coming out. Top lane, there's 3 heroes up here. They have the on-skin. Ancient Emperor, no level 6 yet, but he's close. Z-Freak does have the Chain Frost, so this push will be tough if they want to go for it. Really, they should wait for Brax's Blink Dagger, and he's very close, as I've said before. Dive potentially bottom, Swindle looking for Z. SVG, he's going to throw up the casket. It'll bounce once, twice. He needs help. TP will come through. There's the Maledict. He does get hit up, and he's going to get one right click. Misses the bonus smash. No, he gets it off the top of the rolling boulder as well. Swindle dives, and great TP rotation. Sunstrike! Boom! Shakalaka comes out beautifully from Chesty, and they'll pick up the kill on SVG. Nicely done, Chesty. That will get him his Midas and some extra golden experience going his way. So SVG does go down, but it doesn't matter because they did pick up the kill first onto Swindle. Arcane now done for Earth Spirit. He's going to have his level 6 pretty soon, and that's frightening. Even level 1 magnetized, the damage is pretty nice, but level 2 and 3, ooh baby. You best look out. The Lone Druid picks up Tranquils, interestingly enough.
Radiant's top
He's going to go
tower is
Midas,
under
no Mason, that's not the build. Oh god. Maybe Maelstrom. Maelstrom's probably fine.
Dire's
I
bottom
guess he's kind of
tower is
behind,
under
and
attack.
I'm okay with maybe picking up Midas early because he's having some trouble. He's not really farming as well as he could be. I guess, I mean, he's like 3rd in net worth, and I say that, you know, but whatever. Level 4 Bear demolishes up and ready to go. Transform into True Form and take a couple of these last hits to the top lane. I think they're red switches. They might be brown. It's of course our K70. I can't remember which switches they are. For somebody that I asked in chat. TP from Limp. He'll get out. They actually miss it. And Brax is going to go ahead and break this by attacking. That almost got the kill as Limp TP'd mid. And now swap out. And this is a problem now coming through. Sunstrike will go. Ice Blast. And he's dead. Great kill coming out from compLexity. And they put this Vengeful Spirit to use already. That swap came from pretty much around town. But because they have Battlecry and Rabid and they have the Bat Rider top, they get a very easy tower. That fell quickly. The attack speed coming through as well. And Lone Druid will now pick up 1,000 gold. If he wants Midas, he can get it pretty soon. This will leave down bottom a tower to be taken at 3 heroes. 4 heroes will rotate in. It's going to be Zfreak, Chessie, SumaiL as well as LaNm rotating and walking through and saying, we want this tier 1 tower. They're going to find a way with the tier just to get vision. They will not find anybody there. And it's tier 1 for a tier 1, both in the safe lane. TP down bottom coming out from, I believe, Ritsu is back in. He could farm up. They also have the Batrider. Brax looking to find somebody. They could. They're all clumped up. compLexity. If they had any vision of their jungle, Shazam could find this. Brax might see him. He's going to go ahead and blink forward. He'll find Zfreak. Chessie can come through. Pops up the silence as well. And they'll get an easy pickup now coming up with a death ward on top of it. SVG. Maybe they even need to look for that. Chessie might get chased down. They actually have no Yules just yet. Amp damage coming through. They're going to slow him up. Sunship will fly. Meteor as well. He'll try to maybe deny himself. He's going to go ahead and Ghost Walk. They'll just Firefly on top of him. The Boulder Smash. Is it enough? He's barely alive. The Crypt Swarm will get it done, and Ritsu will get the kill. Ice Blast coming through. Slithering Crush, press and Truffle. He'll fall. There's the Spirit Siphon. They need to leave. The cast will fly through. A 2-for-1 trade. SVG is probably going to fall as well. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade. Savage War is a bit too early, and LaNm, that damage is ridiculous. 1 point Inventor, level 4 Wave of Terror. Easily done. SumaiL will find another Slithering Crush. Now there's going to be the Silence coming up a little bit too late, but here we go. LaNm looking for maybe a swap coming through. Now there's going to be the Magnetize. Can they get the stun? Exorcism not coming in. The Spirit Siphon. There's going to be the Chain Frost. Great fight so far, but LaNm, can he go down? They get the Entangle. They have the Boulder Smash. Maybe he won't go for this. Geomagnetic Grip is not there either, and LaNm will stay alive. Just barely. And another Slithering Crush. MSS will get his amplified damage put on. He's actually just going to have to maybe Rolling Boulder out. There's the Savage Roar. He doesn't have the Rolling Boulder. He might have to go to the high ground. Here's Brax. They're going to look for Swindle. Slithering Crush will fly. The Bear will try to chase him down. No Entangle proc. Sunstrike will hit up SVG and not MSS. SumaiL getting chased down still. They need Entangle proc, but he's so fast. Good blink away. And SumaiL will make it out in time. I had the wrong vision on that entire fight. But you know what? It didn't matter. It was fine either way. You guys knew what I was looking at. So, pretty good fight for compLexity. After that engagement, there is now a 1,500 net worth advantage as they lost a couple of heroes that they really didn't need to lose for Shazam by being a little bit too aggressive and chasing after that Invoker. Sure, they got the kill, but it took too long, and he is now well onto his way for his Yules. Speaking of Yules, the same can be said for the Death Prophet. She only needs 1,000 for that Staff of Wizardry, whereas the Invoker already has it. Sunstrike mid, they're going to find another pickup onto Ritsu, and compLexity are just ganking like crazy. I think they've got a good chance to win this game. Jump in. They're going to look for a stun. They're going to find it on SVG. There's the lasso. So SumaiL's a little too far in right now. Can they get this kill? Death Ward will fly through as well. And SumaiL will more than likely fall. The Magnetize will go in. The Death Blast will take down SVG. But now the Rolling Boulder away, and he'll actually get out in time. Brax will not get swapped as well. He's got another blink, but no lasso. Back top. Mason's just going to go ahead and split push. Does he have the Midas? No, he doesn't. What did he buy? He had 1,000 gold earlier. He bought Phase for his Spirit Bear. Okay. I guess because they're fighting so early, I guess that's fine. There's the Frost Blast on Brax. MSS throws up the Rolling Boulder. Will hit on the Chessie. I think it's only level 1. The damage is not that great. Oh, it's actually maxed up. Wow. 200 damage. It's really just, I think, the distance is the most important thing. So there's that Yule's now done for Chessie. Item-wise for compLexity, they're in a good spot. They have the Midas for him. SumaiL now is his Blink Dagger. They have a Yule's, or not a Yule's, rather a... Urine of Shadows. I almost called it a mech. I almost called it a Midas for some reason. It's really strange. And it is going to be Mason getting the Midas on the Spirit Bear. And I think a lot of people are not big fans of this. You don't get that Radiance early. It's kind of a problem. But late game, I mean, he'll be fine. The game goes that late anyway. And Ritsu really just needs another... He's level 11. And his Yule Scepter to be completed. And he's kind of far off from that. Well, he's kind of close in both, but if he dies here, he is dead. Sunstrike will go the Meteor, the Ice Blast God every time. And this is the best play for compLexity because they're really just making him tilt. I mean, like, if they want to try to tilt a hero, tilt a player, Ritsu's definitely the one. And Shazam are probably like, well, I mean, Ritsu, chill out. And this is going to get them roast shoot. Look how fast they take this Wave of Tear. Amp damage, Force Spirit. How much armor does this guy have? Pretty much negative. And Roche is dead within 10 seconds of being attacked, and that is going to provide Chessie, or LaNm rather, the start of, I believe, a Lothar as a Shadow Blade. He's got the Claymore, interestingly enough. They're looking for a hero to TP top, and Brax really wants to get a Blink Lasso, and it'll put him closer even to his Force Staff. They're all going to rotate up together. It looks like SumaiL will go from the backside looking for a Blink Crush. Well, they see him. There's a sentry, but no observer ward there. He's about to walk into vision. The bear is going to get some. Now he's actually just going to go back into lane, and now he will be spotted. Meanwhile, they have an aggressive ward here, so even where Ritsu thinks he's safe, he's not. And they're probably going to look for a kill here, too. Chex is like, I can use him and kill him easily. Let's just go for it. They're probably going to want to take down this tier 1 tower first. But as they're doing this, the split push continues top lane. TP back mid. MSS get rolling boulder, and he'll throw up the boulder smash. It'll hit onto Hanskin, which should do some nice damage, but here we go. The line has been drawn, and Ritsu is, again, going to die, more than likely.
Top tower is under attack.
They're going to blink, stun, sunstrike, and that is an easy kill. God, this Death Prophet is getting crushed. compLexity. They've got the ganking squad to deal with it, and man, Ritsu has died how many times? Let's take a look, baby. 5 on the mid lane Death Prophet. Not a great game for him. And I think that's how compLexity are going to win. They'll have to deal with a pretty tanky bear and maybe some items here in a little while. But for now, with a Shadow Blade up, that first hit coming out of Limp, with that Shadow Blade damage coming in and the extra bit that you get, he's going to crush somebody. Back up top, Wave of Terror will go. He's spotted, I think. Yep, they see him. No, all right, they go for the Southern Aggression of the bear. Maybe a bash coming in. Savage Roar goes, but it's a bit too far off the ice class, a little bit too late to get vision. And compLexity are now starting to take over this game. Rightfully so. They have a very good lineup. They will find a Sunstrike coming out. They get the kill onto SVG. Can they get Limp? Magnetize will go. They get another stack up on him, and another one as well. But here comes Swindle. There's going to be the stun up. They get the amp damage off, and they have the lasso. It's already on cooldown. Deafening Blast Mirror. They get the huge combo coming out with a beautiful Chain Frost on it, too. And Limp gets a double kill. Mega kill spree for him. 3 dead, and Shazam are falling apart. compLexity absolutely starting to run away with this game. Now up to 75% net worth advantage and experience advantage of the same. And they're going to find yet another tier 1 tower on top of all of this.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Mules has been picked up now, finally, for Ritsu. He can die happy. He has that item. He has level 2 Exorcism, which he's only used once this game.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Hanskin now sitting with Arcanes, working on potentially an Aghanim Scepter. I mean, he couldn't go Midas right now if he wanted to. Big smoke up from compLexity with the Aegis. They still have, I think, a minute left on it. Minute and a half or so. Rax still no Force Staff, and everyone's congregated for Shazam over towards this general area. Limp will lead the way. They have vision of a couple of heroes up and towards that top lane, so they're going to just walk right up. And this could be a huge team fight. And put the Shadow Blade, he's already used it. It's got 10 seconds left. Swindle will be the first one in, it looks like. He's going to look for a Blink Crush. He's going to find it. It's going to be on a Brax. He's in trouble. They don't want this last, so the Firefly will go. He's not dead yet. He'll stay alive for the time being. On the other side, Chessie blows up SVG. He still has that Aegis. They get off a great Magnetize, and Chessie's about to fall, actually. The Exorcism going. He's going to use himself, but they kill Ritsu immediately, and now his Exorcism is gone. Chessie will lose the Aegis. They're going to try to take the bear down. Will they go for another Blink? They've got it in 3. That Magnetize lasted forever, but they'll get 2. And they'll probably push in this tier 2 top lane now with Exorcism gone. Brax finds his way out into the enemy jungle. It'll TP back home. Dear Lord. Lich sitting at 2,000 gold. Wonder what he's going to buy. Do they have mech yet? I'm sure they don't. That's not very good. Vitality booster picked up for Hanskin, interestingly enough. Maybe an Aegis coming out. I'm a big fan of that. That's a huge pickup against the bear specifically. A big fan of Aegis this game. And it's the first game I think we'll see an AA not pick up Agnes or, Midas or, another big item first, so.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Mason's still working on trying to get
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
to that Radiance. Limp will go ahead and Shadow Blade. And they're going to find MSS. Limp's going to walk up, and he's going to see him easily. He's going to get the right click, and then the Match Missile, the Sunstrike will fly next, and that's a dead Earth Spirit. Bear's gonna get taken down. Amp damage will fly. They have Wave of Terror in a second. And this bear, ooh, he gets Savage Roar. That seems so good, man. That should have been a dead bear. and they just can't find it. 2.3 for the Lich. What is he really waiting for? There it is. He bought the full mech. That's what he was waiting for. They'll push out bottom, and there's only 2 tier 2 towers left in complexity. It's like they're in a speed run or something. GDQ just ended, but they want to finish this game off early, baby, because they want to go fast. SumaiL will go ahead and walk towards mid.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Clear out the creep wave. And boy, the noose is tightening now for Shazam. I mean, good thing they have a Batrider, because they have some good high ground defense with it, but otherwise, this game is getting difficult. More difficult by the second, even. Back up into the top lane. Mason continues to split push. He's closer to that relic, but still not even close to that Radiance, as that'll be about 2,000 gold off. SumaiL will go ahead and take down this tower. He's got 2,600 gold. He can build towards BB. He has treads. Maybe get a 4-staff if he wants, but I don't even know if they really need any more mobility. Atos is good for, I think, Hanskin, and it looks like he does have it now. I mean, they have just about every item they need. Sunstrike will go, but Mason will TP out just in time, and they'll clear out the top wave, push it in, and then try to push in bottom perhaps, and look for maybe another Roche as the Aegis is expired and actually used. If they get an early Roche, I think complexity can finish this game off within the next 5 minutes. I mean, they really have to have a good Blink Lasso in order to, save this game. Because they have a mech now that can tank up through that magnetized damage, which is still level 1. It's going to come down to, can they kill this Death Prophet in time? And well, the answer to that question last fight was absolutely yes, 100%. Down bottom. I think he walked through a Sentry Ward here. Oh, that's not the control button. He'll TP out. Blink stuff, Swindle. Oh, he's on the hunt. Oh, he misses swing and a miss, but here comes the Champ-Frost Ice Blast. Sunstrike was actually beautifully done, but here's the Blink Blast, forced back as well, and Swindle in trouble. Death Ward, Savage Roar comes out, pushes him away, actually further out from maybe what they want, and Swindle is going to stay alive. He's very tanky. He actually bought the components of his BKB as well, just to make sure he didn't lose any money. He might have bought it before that. I'm not sure about that, but still, that's a Blink Lasso on cooldown. They kill Ritsu, by the way. And it is time for them to push. They're looking for Brax. He's going to force himself out. There's going to be the Magic Missile Sunstrike. God, look at Jesse's damage. Hits for almost 200 right now, and he is crushing it. The Aghanim Scepter now done for the Invoker, despite not having his level 3 ultimate. He's close, however. And complexity. They could have pushed high ground there, and they're going to wait. Again, I think they will wait for that Aegis. The Roche respawn time, it's a minute away. Back to the mid lane. Chessie will be the one to farm as they continue to split push. MSS still with that Iron Talon. The BKB now done for Swindle. He'd be back home, regen up and grab that bad boy. Well, he would if he had mana. He will now. Do it. Do it. Do it, Swindle. Sweat sprint back. Meanwhile, top lane, LaNm finds a kill. Here's the Death Ward. This will be a big one if they can finish this off, and LaNm is in trouble. But SVG will get crushed, and he will have to die for his sins. And they will pick down a monster kill spree. 618 gold going the way of all of these heroes. Well, SVG and Brax in particular. So that could have been a lot better coming up for Shazam, but still. There is a 15,000 network advantage going the way of complexity. Roche will respawn momentarily. They have LaNm back up at 43. And Shazam, now with him off the map, they can maybe find something. They have the Radiance just about done here with 1,300 gold in the bank. It'll send his bear to get that recipe momentarily. And they're going to go for Roche without even having that poor Vengeful Spirit. There's the Roche. The Aegis will begin picked up by Chessie once more, as he now has the Aghanim Scepter, and if he gained all of his item or all of his abilities off during a fight, this is an easy game for them. They actually have a gem. They have vision of the Subserver Ward, I think. They know it's probably going down soon, so they're not going to worry about it, and they're smoked up as well. There's the Radiance. This could be the item that turns the tide. Maybe not. They'll try to split push with it. The gem has been picked up for Brax. Limp will head to the top lane. They know that Mason is here nearby, but instead they're going to look for a target back down here in the top lane. SVG in trouble. There's going to be the X2 popping up. The ultimate, the exorcism doing work. MSS is getting low, not dead yet. They'll actually lose the Invoker. SumaiL gets entangled up. This fight not going that well, but the swap out now. The match missile. There's the wave of tear. Chain Frost going through. Does bounce once, twice. May bounce 3 times. No, it will not. They'll lose still just the one. Deafening blast flying through. Reacher's in trouble. Will not fall. Finally will. SumaiL blinking and looking for a stun. Can't find it. There's going to be the Maledict as well as the cask flying through. And that'll be the end of the fray. As 3 will fall. They cannot push this top lane because look at where this group wave is. Instead, they'll have to either think about going mid or bottom. Neither of which are really pushed out either. And so even off the back end of a fight where there's no exorcism, the Blink Lasso I think has been used. The Lone Druid dead is dead for 34 seconds. They cannot push under the base. And Shazam are trying to split push their way back into this bad boy. Z-Freak will go ahead and drop the sword down here in front of the base. And SVG and MSS can only look on. SVG, one of the poorest Witch Doctors at 28 minutes I've ever seen. We are sitting at 29 minutes, roughly 30. I thought this game would be finished by the 30-minute mark, and that does not seem to be the case. Drum, Dominator, and a Satanic, or not a Satanic, God, a Shadow Blade coming up from one, plus the BKB, which is just about to be finished here, and that's what they're going to wait for. It's a lot of physical damage, but also some good magical damage coming through as well. Chesty will go ahead and try to take this Ancient stack, and it's not like they have the best heroes to do it, but he's working on his next item, whether that's a Scythe or another thing. We'll wait and see. They actually just lost that Aegis, so will they push it again? If they push too early here, this game could actually sway in favor of Shazam. I mean, it'll take a lot of fights to do that. I mean, they're 20,000 net worth behind, so for God's sake, it's got to be really hard for this game to sway that much, but Shazam are still in it. They haven't lost a Rax yet, and I mean, as long as you have a Rax still ready to go, you're still in the game. And now the Aghanim Scepter will be built for Hanskin. Flads up. Excellent choice for the slaughter. Great taste in masks, really. The headwear for the slaughter, really solid stuff. And can you imagine when the slaughter gets remodeled? Because he looks terrible right now, let's be honest. Let's look at this guy real quick. Alright, we can't even because he's moving too fast. God, you know what? This is a disaster. Let's get out of this bad boy. Chilling Touch will go. Looking for a fight. Instead, SumaiL will go ahead and Slither Crush and push the wave out. Down bottom, wave was also pushy in. At least top lane, they might actually almost get this tower. They will get that tower, probably. They're going to lose their tier 2. Ward up here in the high ground to get some vision. About to go down. In fact, now the map is dark completely for the Radiant team. Actually, this ward's still there. Just kidding. He's going to get dewarded. Now the map is dark coming out for the Radiant team. The only thing they have going their way is at least some vision up here. It is 10 HP. You've got to be kidding me. They're actually going to keep that tower alive? What a joke. They're going to TP back and deny it, in fact, from Hanskin. Boom. Easy deny.
Dire's top tower has been denied.
Cut the creep wave and compLexity. They've got a bit of cold feet here. No pun intended. They're trying to get up to the high ground. No smoke for Shazam. It looked like they were trying to maybe aggress out a bit further and try to find something. That'll not be the case. They won't go too far out. They're trying to get wards, for God's sakes. Do they have any? SVG only has sentries. MSS only has sentries. They have a medallion for the Death Prophet, interestingly enough. They need some extra armor, perhaps, or some minus armor to deal with the frost armor coming out from the Lich. It's also just, I think, a good, like... I'll hold that thought. It's just gonna get swapped out, and then Lip will cancel it immediately. The Death Ward will come through. BKB's popped up in chest. They want to fight this. Ice Blast will sail through, and MSS will get hit. There's gonna be the Spirit Siphon going. Does no damage. Magic Missile to SVG. Will have to heal up. You know, actually, we'll take 2 right clicks and we'll go down, and then Strike will find MSS in the backside. Stun on the Blessed. Mason does pop up the Savage Roar. Lip is in trouble. He doesn't have that BKB anymore. He's taking a lot of damage from Ritsu's Ghost, and actually, Ritsu will fall on the other side. Maximus will fly forward dead, and Mason will be the only one to survive. Blink back from Chesty, the bear trying to go to work, the Slithering Crush, and he's gonna lose it. Do they have another summon? They do. But this game is now getting out of control, and compLexity looking to take their first set of racks, and they'll do just that. And look at this fight recap as well. 2,000 gold going the way of compLexity, 700 gold picked up for length, and he's back up to full health with his BKB only on cooldown for 40 more seconds. And there's that first set. The second will come in that form of the bottom lane. compLexity will take it. It looks like, at least for now, they've got 2 racks. There's the GG call. Game number 1 goes to the half Swedish, half American squad. And compLexity are 1 game away from moving on and facing up against Digital Chaos. Shazam. A great start. But Ritsu gets absolutely decimated by the Magic Missile Sunstrike combo. And from that point on, the game got that much harder. Well played coming out from that compLexity squad. 1-0 is the series score. They get 520 GPM for the Slaughter. Nobody over 600, but it was close. A lot of fantasy points going the way of the 3 big core. Slaughter, Vengeful Spirit, and the Invoker. Shazam, they're going to have to get it dialed back in. Maybe don't go for that Death's Prophet and have Ritsu. Maybe just have a better game. Keep him safer.